Okay, well this is the beginning of what you'll see later, which is a Fukuoka salad garden. And how this garden began was just simply because I'm too old to dig and it's too hard. It started by actually laying down cardboard and wood chips and cardboard, and then building the garden up slightly. Now what we've also done is we've used the Fukuoka method, and we have put the seeds into a clay ball. The reason for this is that at a later stage it means that it protects it from the birds, and it allows later for the seeds to come of their own accord, and it's a really interesting method of growing. Masanobu Fukuoka was a very interesting man from Japan who practiced what is called natural agriculture, and I combine natural agriculture with permaculture on this property. I wanted you to see the beginning of this garden, because now we'll go up and have a look at the end of the garden. What this garden is meant to be is a permanent garden. So it will be planted in organic seeds which reproduce and mean that every year the garden comes again and again and again, and it's not something that you can add to the garden and you can change the garden, but it's self-sustaining, and it means that you get your rockets, you get your mesclun salad, you get your other types of like mitsuma and all the other greens that you might want in the winter and also in the summer. And because you let the things flower and eventually make their own seed again, the seed falls and comes up. And in Fukuoka's method, the idea is that it's a combination of the nature and the plants. I have planted clover all the way round in this garden and mustard to add nitrogen to the soil. I've covered with straw to protect a little bit from our many birds, and we've got a lot running around here. And that's why the clay balls are here too, to also stop the birds from eating the seed that you put down. So that's it.
Yeah.
So this is, you see the clay balls here, that's where the seeds have been put in. But also if you have a look down and through the soil, you see that at the bottom is paper. And what we've done is we've put leaf mulch and different material over, and then compost on top and straw. And see here, I threw the seeds down the other day. This is clover and mustard, and you can see already they're sprouting. Now the straw is just to protect and to stop the birds coming and taking the seeds out of the ground. Now all that mulch material that's growing, the clover and the mustard, will get dug back into the garden again, and it means that you're providing the garden with all its own nutrients, and it saves a lot of work. So this is a garden that was started in just before winter in 2014. It started in April. Originally it was just a grass paddock, like what you see before you here, and what we did was we skimmed all the tops of the grass off, so cleared the space, piled that all up into a really big pile so that it could compost, and then we started the garden by me throwing clover and mustard all over the bare patch. Then after the clover and mustard started to grow, we then created the beds, and I started to put the same thing that you saw in the other, the earlier part of this description, where you saw the different layers laid down of cardboard, and then we put the mulch, the wood chips and mulch and compost, and we dug back into the ground all the clover and mustard that had grown. Now, I love this garden. This garden's just amazing, because the biodiversity in this garden for salad is just incredible. You've got everything here from, you've got mitsumas here, you've got different types of like salad, you've got this is another type of salad, you've got lettuces coming, and what's even more amazing is because all this has started to go to seed, you get more and more of the same plants coming up. These plants actually have all come from seed that fell in the summer, and then they grew again. I have had salad all winter. I've had kales, I've had the various bok choys, different types of kale here. Lots of parsley now coming, because the parsley went to seed down there, and now there's little parsley plants coming up everywhere. Every time I come here I'm so excited because there's just so much to eat, actually, greens to eat in this garden. And of course the whole process is going to start again, because we're going to end up having here, these go to seed and the seed will drop and there'll be more plants coming again. It's meant to be a sustainable, self-supporting garden. As well as that, I've put things in, like we've got here, these are some herbs that are in. This is borage here, and we have, of course, silver beet, which a lot of people don't know this plant. Silver beet's very popular in New Zealand. It's a form of salad that you can put and eat. You can cook it, you can have it raw. I like raw vegetables at least every day, if not every day, every second day. I've also planted garlic. Now the garlic is there for two reasons. One, I love eating garlic, but two, it helps keep away the predators and pests, so it sort of acts as a kind of deterrent to bugs. But the thing is, because there's so much biodiversity in here, even though you get some eating of the leaves by some of the bugs, there's enough variety that actually you don't have a big problem with bugs. And we use ash and coffee, and we put that around the edges of the garden. You'll see some here, a little bit of residue left of the coffee, and ash here. And this here helps keep away the slugs and the snails, because they don't like crossing it. It gets into their bodies and they don't enjoy it. But I mean, look at the rocket here. Lots and lots of things to eat. All the garlic coming up here, and the other, that's a raised bed one that we made too just this year. That's the first time, so it's not perhaps in such a healthy state as the other part of the garden. I don't take out heaps of weeds. I let the weeds, what is a weed anyway? A plant that you don't want. But we do pull out the grasses and things, and then I put wood chips down to help suppress them and keep them under a certain amount of control. Otherwise we'd end up having it all come back into some sort of grass. Anyway, I love this garden. I think it's cool, and I love the fact the bees from the hives over there are all having a nice feed, and the fact that it's self-sustaining, it's going to keep coming. It means that every year in the winter we will have salad. Allah baya to le mahayata ya haba to ha bole da be no la e ay pa to le pa le